This is Danielle. I'm here with Michael. I never can wait until it says it's being recorded, but just going to give Michael a little brain dump of an opportunity I'm seeing on our website in case it's something that the web team wants to explore more. So Michael, first I thought I'd show you something cool. I'm going to change the dates here. But this is our Google Analytics of traffic. This is filtered by just the free trial index page and all its little variants.
Cool.
Let me update this. So just for context for anybody watching, we made a major change to the website, and not only the front page being beautiful, but we also made it so that the free trial CTA is much more dominant in the upper right corner. We knew that was going to have a big impact based on the A/B test results, and so this is just trying to show how much lift we've generated in terms of traffic to that page. So you can see that, Michael, right?
Absolutely. I like seeing those big humps.
Yeah, that's what we want to see, right? We want to run a successful experiment, implement something, and the funny thing is that jump was mostly from the experiment running, because we only took it site-wide, I think maybe a week and a half ago. So, and November is already, we're a little past mid-month and we're trending. So November will probably be about flat with October. So that's really awesome and great. And I mean, the fact that we've got over 75,000 unique visitors to our trial sign up page, that's like just awesome intent. However, when I go and I have this like little spreadsheet and I look at the trials that are getting created in October, I see that we have a pretty significant drop off, which I would say is probably more than I would expect. Definitely you're going to have some drop off, but I think when I look at the trial page experience, I think we've talked about this before, there's still some work I think we could do here, probably some low-hanging fruit just to make this a little bit more directed for users. And the biggest one is it's just got 2 calls to action. So one thing I've been wondering about, a couple things. One is just, well, this overlays the call to action chat box. So we probably should make that. There's a lot of text to read on the page, but like I've already clicked get free trial. So I'm assuming like my intent is pretty strong at that point, right when I enter this page. So maybe thinking about, flipping the order a little bit, like pushing these actions to the top and maybe making free trial the dominant one. And then maybe this box says like, maybe it's blue and it says download now or something. So they're just like more differentiated. So it's much more clear like which thing I'm doing. That's kind of like the simplest opportunity that I'm seeing. The other is just, I think it is good to have this like, hey, if you're still not convinced, we'll tell you a few more things. But I think this isn't it feels weird. Like it kind of feels, I don't think reading this is necessarily going to achieve anything for the user because people don't necessarily know what these things are. And I also noticed that we worked at contact sales link. I don't know how that got added in here, but this is the free trial conversion page. So it really should only like let you do one thing, which is convert to the trial. And the last thing is these are all customer links. So you could click off the page. I think we should be trying really hard to capture people here and really like the only thing you can do is convert. So I don't think you have to act on all those things, and maybe something else that I'm not even thinking of would be better. But I think the thing I was just thinking is, man, we're driving a lot more traffic here. I don't think we've really like worked on making conversion better on this page. So are there some just low hanging fruit, whether it's like an A/B test or maybe you just have some opinions and you want to just run with it. Like, I don't think anybody would mind. And this page is just like so important. So that's my brain dump. Hi, Michael.
I love it. No, I love it. I see so many opportunities just for like pre-existing design patterns like that. When you clicked from our new homepage, which to be fair, I've been looking at for 2 weeks because we've been in design of it. So I'm so familiar with it. Then we went to that experience. I almost felt like I was like in the middle of an ocean, like, and I'd been treading water for about 35 minutes. And I'm like, it's been a long time. Like, what can I grab onto? I think just like increasing legibility and like you're saying, like thinking about what the customer is looking for, it's no brainer.
I think maybe even to take it a step further back, I'm pulling up an organic search. I'm just going to go look at like some really common keywords that we get. And so let me share my screen again with you. So one interesting thing is that our inbound search is still extremely dominated by GitLab terms. So like we have an incredibly strong brand search. So when people do land on the front page of our website, it's very likely they actually searched for GitLab. But it's fun. And it's also, I love seeing the variants, like the ways people, but like here's a good example, GitLab runner. So I would assume there's a very significant amount of traffic where like they know that we exist and they
Yeah.
want to take action. So like, I don't, we could do the click path to see like, you know, where did the free trial people come from? But if we go here and make this list a little longer, let's find something that's not just GitLab, just so we can talk about it. Go pretty far down. But you see things like GitLab Docker, GitLab Download. So like, for example, with GitLab Download, another opportunity that we have is we could say, if you come in with the GitLab Download keyword, we're not going to even take you to the normal front page. We're going to take you directly to the trial sign up page for managed. Now, I actually see that we're so far down the long tail that this is not a lot of traffic, so I'm not sure the effort would be worth it. But I guess what I'm kind of thinking about, you know, maybe that's not the right example because this is not enough traffic to justify it. But
No, but I get the point. Like it's
like they're already trying to do
yeah,
something. Like we got to get out of their way.
yeah. Like, hey, can I buy this? Yeah, sure. Do you want to buy this? Yeah. Can I buy this? You should buy this. No, no, no.
Yes,
I'm
maybe
ready to
three other
buy this.
positions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think another big one, you know, in that same vein, and I know that this is something that's Todd, you know, talks about too, and I know we're working on it. But I've been given a lot of carte blanche, basically, like we can change this page, this pricing page.
That's the next page we're going after.
Yeah, I assumed you probably are very
We're
excited.
we're we're, we're just being crazy and audacious. Like homepage and then pricing page. Like who does that? We
Yeah,
do.
it's
We're gonna
great.
do that. But I think that I'm really glad you brought this up because I think the pricing page and the free trial page, there's a lot of like familiarity, and I can imagine that being a very common part of someone's journey.
Yep.
So I'm gonna take this to recommend to our team, like let's consider these both at the same time. And even if we don't, like for our next sprint, we're focusing on some refactoring and probably the UI and UX design of this page, and then the sprint after we'll deliver it.
Yep.
But during this next sprint, like let's pull in our thoughts on the sign up flow too, because these are going to be highly related.
Yep. I think you're also going to be able to get data much more quickly now since we're driving more traffic to these pages. So, you know, A/B tests that used to have to run for like 4 weeks to get results, we can get results in 2 now. And so, I just think your experimentation framework here could be big. But there's like a lot of things that to me I'm like, oh my gosh, the chat box is over the buttons, like things like that.
Yeah,
I'm like, so I mean, I want it to be beautiful and I love what you did with the website, but I also think there's a need to just be like, okay, a busy person is, you know, for a minute carved out their attention because somebody told them about GitLab. And I just want to make sure we're capturing that because when I see 75,000 people on that trial page and only 6 or 7,000 trials, I'm just like, well, I'm sure some chunk of the people that visited the page meant to get a trial. They just
yeah,
got
they just went, what? Yeah, to your point, like it could just be that busy person who's like, no, I clicked free trial. I don't have time to figure this page out next.
yeah, I mean, it almost kind of feels like when you click it and it doesn't take you to a form, it almost feels like, oh, did I make a mistake?
True. Yeah, good point.
So anyway, I know that probably user testing would be a better way to go about it, not just like my opinion, but I don't think the things I'm saying are crazy. So I wanted to just share them with you.
No, I appreciate that. I think there's a sequence towards proper delivery. Like there's, hey, what do we're all professionals and we all have experience. What does normal and good look like to us? Let's land that. Let's start to work on that. While that's in production, now let's do some user testing to figure out the next one, and let's work our way to being customer obsessed, all the while delivering improvements to the business.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for letting me bend your ear. And I'll put this on
Thank
so
you.
if you're like, oh, I was talking to Danielle and yada, yada, you have this.
Yeah, she said a thing.
She said a thing, I can't remember. But I think the thing is too, I bet you there's other people. I wonder who else has fresh eyes for this. You know, like I almost feel too close to it because I tolerate it. I mean, I didn't change the page. I could have made an MR. I wonder if there are like, I wonder if we could pick off some new GitLab employees who've recently joined
Mhm.
and be like, before you get really familiar with things here, like tell us what you think of some of these pages.
and be honest.
That's the truth. Yeah. So cool. Well, I'll stop the recording.